I always think that being a midwife must be a wonderful job. To be there at the very beginning of life when a new little person is born and helping the most important adults in their world begin the task of becoming parents. But it must be very difficult for you when things don't turn out quite as everybody wanted them to, and a child is born with a lifelong medical condition, impairment or disability. It must be so hard for you to find the right words or to know what to say to the parents that will help them to overcome the sadness and shock that this sort of news can bring. Yet what you say and how you say it is more important than you'll ever know, because parents will look to you as being the expert at a time when they feel lost and broken, and they may desperately need someone to show them how to react, and they'll be taking their lead from you. I know so many parents of children with disabilities who look back on those early months and realise now that they were lost in a fog of overwhelming sadness and despair, to the point whereby they couldn't see any hope or joy in their children's future at all. For many mothers of children like my own son Toby, their early months or even years of parenthood were blighted by postnatal depression, where everything felt hopeless, and they found it really hard to connect with their new baby or even with the rest of the world. What must make it even harder for you is that you probably seldom see the happy endings that I know so well. And the information that's available for you to share with the families in this situation is probably quite factual and medicalised, written by clinicians who themselves only see the worst case scenarios of small children with disabilities spending long periods in hospital fighting for their lives and with endless complications, pain and suffering. But the reality of disability can be so different, and there can be happy endings, no matter how tough those early years might have been. Let me tell you about my son Toby. He was one of those worst case scenario babies. He spent nearly all of his first 6 years in hospital fighting for his life. And yes, there were times back then when I was close to being heartbroken, and things were very tough indeed. But do you know who pulled me through those years? Toby did. His tenacity, his spirit and his determination to stay with us when nobody thought he could possibly survive. Well, he kept me going. I didn't realise it then, but he is the best teacher I've ever had. He taught me so much about what really matters in life, about love, about kindness, about patience and tolerance, and that the world is full of good people. He found his place right at the very heart of our family, and he is the absolute core of what keeps us all together, incredibly close and as a strong little team that keeps him safe. Yes, there have been times when it's all been incredibly hard work, but whatever we have given him, he's given us back 1,000 times over. His brother and sister have developed into strong, caring and compassionate young people who are Toby's biggest advocates and protectors. He's taught them about life and love and trust and care, things that really matter. And that makes my heart swell with pride when I see all three of them together. Along the way, Toby has brought us into contact with some amazing and dedicated people, and he just has this knack of bringing out the best in virtually everybody he meets. Toby is now 22 and he is still profoundly disabled. He has a cognitive functioning level similar to that of a mainstream toddler, and he can't talk, but that doesn't stop him making it abundantly clear what he wants or how he feels. He has a slapstick sense of humour, a smile that makes the sun come out, and he loves playing hide and seek or watching anything with Mr. Tumble in it, and he adores birthdays and he's our Christmas king. He'll always need round-the-clock care and he'll never be able to hold down a job, but that doesn't mean that his life is not worth living. We all contribute to society, and the contributions that people like Toby make can't ever be measured in financial terms alone, but they are hugely beneficial contributions all the same. Thank you for helping Toby into the world safely, and thank you for gently placing him in my arms where his heart has been ever since. You and I didn't know back then just what a huge gift you were giving me, or how very much he would change my whole perspective and my whole world. We didn't dare hope back then for a happy ending, but that is how things have worked out. Toby may have several impairments and disabilities, but he is still perfect. Everybody has impairments. We all have strengths and weaknesses. And with the right words, you can help new parents to find the perfect in their child too. If you or your team would like some help in finding the right words to say, I'm very happy to help. I give talks and I run workshops on this and related topics. Please get in touch with me on email, yvonne@yvonnenewbold.com. Thank you.